Hawkeye is the mocked, misunderstood, and the misrepresented Avenger. He has been cut out of one movie, misused in another, and given a farm just to make things worse. It's high time Hawkeye receives some equal attention to his teammates. Can he wield the power of a god? No. Does he have the ability to fly? Not quite. Can he expand into a much larger creature and crush his enemies? Well, no. But here you will find 10 things you may not know about Hawkeye. But before we get started, we put new videos out every day, so be sure to hit that subscribe button for more great content. He was an orphan at a young age. Like many superheroes before him, Clint suffered the loss of his parents during his childhood. His father, Harold, was a raging alcoholic who battled his addiction and frequently abused his family. Finally, at the end of his rope, Harold and his wife Edith met their fate in a violent car accident. Their death sent Clint and his brother to a local children's home in Iowa. An inseparable duo for several years, the brothers eventually ran from their past and escaped the orphanage. Though their backstory has never been explored in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Clint's early experiences in a broken home would haunt him until he finally found safety in the thrill of his Hawkeye identity. He was trained by swordsman and trickshot. As with Batman and Ra's al Ghul, there's something about learning your skills from your future archenemy. While in a circus, Clint Barton focused on bettering his abilities and development in a secondary identity as Hawkeye. To make this transformation from amateur to professional, however, Barton relied on the swordsman who took the orphan boy under his wing. Impressed by his potential, Swordsman also worked alongside Trickshot to help Clint further hone in on his skills with a bow and arrow. He was also trained by Captain America. Though he may have been cut from Captain America to the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye learned his crime-fighting ability from the oldest warrior around. Captain America helped Hawkeye brush up on his hand-to-hand combat and martial arts and more. Though their partnership remained through the comics, Hawkeye and Captain America always held a mutual respect for one another. Inspired by Iron Man. Captain America Civil War wasn't the first time Hawkeye and Iron Man fought on different sides. It all started when Clint Barton saw Iron Man suited up and saving lives. Barton dedicated himself to living as Hawkeye and keeping up with the standards of Tony Stark. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. Hawkeye found himself fighting alongside his lover, Black Widow, when they were attempting to steal a Stark International User Interface chip from the billionaire Playboy. This led to a huge fiasco that had Iron Man down for the count. First introduced as a villain, Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, wasn't always a force for good. In fact, authors Stan Lee and Dan Hick introduced him to audiences as a villain, something a Netflix series could explore. First appearing in September 1964 issue of Tales of Suspense, Hawkeye was an enemy of Iron Man. Several bad influences and Barton's background left him more confused than ever. However, he eventually righted the ship. He joined the circus. The truth is always stranger than fiction. Indeed, Clint Barton's backstory had him learning his archery craft while a member of the circus, the Carson Carnival and Traveling of Wonders. Clint and his brother were both up-and-comers in the entertainment business, but Clint really excelled as an archer. While in the carnival circus, Clint and his alter ego Hawkeye, who quickly became known as the world's greatest marksman. Even Mr. Stark would have trouble mocking that. He broke into Avengers Mansion. Hungry and driven to join the Avengers, Hawkeye physically broke into the team's mansion just to get their attention. On one occasion, Hawkeye saved Jarvis, depicted as the Avengers' butler in the comics, and his mother from a thief. Grateful for the help, Jarvis first offered to buy Hawkeye dinner. Then he upped the ante by staging a show at the Avengers Mansion. Tied up in ropes, Jarvis waited for Iron Man and Captain America to return before letting Hawkeye work his magic. Enter the mightiest marksman in the world, who promptly frees Jarvis. Black Widow seduced and manipulated him. This scene sums up the sensitive relationship between Hawkeye and Black Widow. They crossed paths when Barton was at the bottom of the barrel, recovering from a botched first outing as Hawkeye. He quickly fell head over heels for the Soviet spy, who convinced him to help destroy Iron Man. Utterly bestowed, Hawkeye followed Black Widow's will for quite some time until he realized he was on the wrong side of history. That and he figured out that she was using his skills to please her Russian overlords. He had the hots for Scarlet Witch. After his successful entry into the Avengers, Hawkeye was quickly joined by two additional recruits, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, the super talented siblings. Hawkeye instantly developed an attraction to Scarlet Witch, though her overly protective brother did his best to put out the fire. Chairman of the West Coast Avengers. America is all about expansion. Even superheroes need to mark their territory, especially when their ranks swell with eager fighters. At the suggestion of the Vision, who believed the team should go global, Hawkeye made the Avengers a franchise and became chairman of the founding West Coast Avengers. Based in Los Angeles, Hawkeye set up camp along with fellow superheroes Mockingbird, Wonder Man, Tiger, and Iron Man. So that's our list for today. What did you think of it? Comment with your comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more great content.